cars.
We're taking this Supra home, I think, and we're not calling Evan or Rick. I'm just making the call on this one. Brings me back to my teens, dog.
You're not V-Tech, bro!
There's one last car here that we want to drive. This feels like a big car. It needs a lot of work. You down? So should we take this one home, guys? RB20 Nissan Skyline R32 GTS rear wheel drive. All right, well, we did it. We made the decision. We went ahead and went with the R32 Nissan GTST. So this is a Hikus car, so it's got 4-wheel steering. It's got an RB20 single turbo engine. I think it's gonna be perfect for what we wanna do, because this is a project car, and it's gonna save us a lot of money over buying an actual GTR. And we get the look of a GTR, we're gonna do a lot of stuff to this car. It's gonna look sick when it's done, but we're able to start at a fraction of the price, which is great. And we're gonna be able to turn out a project that I think you guys are gonna love when it's all said and done. But you gotta trust the process. You gotta let us do what we do and make a judgment when the last video comes out. Don't judge us now, just hang tight. So Ricky, let's hop in this animal. Let's go. And let's drive it back to the shop.
Let's do it, baby.
I've been driving the GTST, the Skyline, on the way home now for a little while now, and for a little while I mean about an hour. And the car is amazing, it's super responsive, super smooth, mechanically is perfect. I can't wait to show the guys. They don't know we have it, they don't know we're going over there. I can't wait to get to the shop, show the boys, and start tearing nuts this thing. It's gonna be amazing, can't wait.
All right, well, we're about back at the shop. What I didn't tell you guys is Ricky and I didn't tell anybody we were doing this. Evan usually leaves at 5 o'clock from the shop. It's bumping off 5 o'clock right now. Hopefully we can catch them. I think they're out doing a photo shoot with the Mustang. So we're gonna pull up to their photo shoot location. Ricky's gonna hide behind my vehicle, kind of surprise them. So it'll be neat to see their reactions. Let's sneak up on them. All right, the stage is set. Show them they're right up here at the cul-de-sac filming. Victor's calling. Hey Victor, what's up?
Hey, you guys are coming to the end of the road, right?
I'm coming at you right now, dog. You see us?
Oh, I see you.
Roll down.
No, you didn't. Wait, did you know? Did you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love it, dude. Dang, dude. I can't believe you actually got it.
Yo, it doesn't have a front lift now.
I think they're safe.
It's pretty high.
This is sick.
What do you think, Vic?
I could still crush that.
GTST. It's not a GTR. It's not. It's rear wheel drive, RB20.
Yep.
You know what I think is the best thing about this car is the price. The price point on these cars is awesome. The GTR is what? How much is a GTR?
Oh, through the roof.
Over 100 grand.
Yeah.
You can get into one of these for like 30.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. RB20, so single turbo, rear wheel drive, has Hikus. The cool thing is the subframes and stuff are interchangeable with S chassis cars.
Really?
So we can put an S14, like all the GK Tech stuff is available for this. Dude, it's stock as a rock.
It's stock. It's quiet.
It's got some side skirts and some rear spats. It has a wing, but it doesn't have the wide front fenders and stuff like a GTR. We couldn't leave without it, dude. We're like, it's too good. Like, it's perfect throttle car. So this is how you can tell it has Hikus. See, it has 2 power steering outputs. So the rear wheels turn too. So, but it's a single turbo versus twins. Yeah. So we got our work cut out for us. I mean, this hood is steel versus aluminum.
Look at these little wheels too.
16s.
So
Look, they barely fit the brake.
Yeah, barely fit.
We were gonna leave without this, and we were like, nah, it, we're taking it back.
Yeah, that's good. It's perfect. I like the potential.
Yeah. And it's Weiss.
I know you're happy about it.
Oh yeah.
And she purrs like a kitten, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like backfiring right now.
Slick top.
Let's not call it that.
Slick top. Sheesh. You surprised me. You guys are all new? You new too?
I didn't know until 20 minutes ago.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Always wanted a Skyline.
Let's go surprise Quinn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Bye.
Oh, Quinn.
We got a new car, Quinn.
What the? Is that a GTST?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Rear wheel drive, baby.
I like that. Wow. I didn't think you guys were gonna bring something back.
Nah, we weren't supposed to.
I don't think that was the plan.
I figured it's easier to ask for forgiveness.
That's sick, dude.
It's not hard to sell you guys on cars around here.
I mean, this thing.
That's fair, yeah. Too clean not to grab it, dude.
The color's freaking great. It's gonna need some different wheels, but
This is sick. This chassis right here is very similar to the GTR chassis that I recently purchased, and this actually kind of spawned me to look more into those chassis. So I did pick up my GTR. We have this GTST that is primed and ready for a transformation. And don't worry guys, we've got a lot of awesome goodies for this thing already sitting here. And if you have a keen eye, you may have already seen some of it sitting in the background on the shelves. But anyway, let's take a quick walk around and just sort of explain to you why we chose this car and what we're planning to do to it. As you can see, it is a narrow body car. My GTR, in comparison to this, is much wider. When you see them next to each other, it's very obvious how much wider the front fenders and rear quarter panels are compared to a GTST or other models of R32s that aren't GTRs. Also, you'll notice it has a different wheel setup. So we do plan to address that, obviously, because we are going to be doing quite an extensive exterior rebuild on this car. And you can let your imaginations run wild with that. Inside, the most obvious things besides our car cover in the passenger seat are the seats. They are quite different than the GTR. The GTR has a really nice chair in it that hugs the body and keeps you in place while you're doing some spirited driving, where these are more of a daily driver type seat. Not that you can't daily a GTR, but these are probably way more comfy in my opinion. So these are probably going to get pitched. We will keep the rear seats. They are very similar to the GTR rear seats, as are the rear interior paneling, headliner, and door panels. We'll go ahead and get all of those refreshed or reupholstered. So I'm excited about that. We obviously have the typical wear and tear on the dashboard that most GTRs, or I should say most R32s have. The bubbling. We've got the typical one up by the cluster, as well as the one here above the glove box, which a lot of R32s have. So we're gonna have to deal with that too in our own way. As you can see, this one's missing a head unit, which is fine. We literally got this car straight from Top Rank. They have not done any service on it or anything, similar to our NSX that we purchased from them. This car was basically straight off the boat and straight into our hands. So they haven't done their upgrading, which normally if you were to buy a car from them, they would go through, replace things such as this worn out shift knob, the worn out steering wheel. They put a head unit in it and clean up the interior a little bit. That has not been done yet. We still have to do all that, which is perfect because this is how we like to get cars, because we can have our way with them and put our throttle touch on them. So there's a lot of things that need to be replaced. A lot of moldings have overspray on them. A lot of the moldings are just worn out or ripped. Some of that stuff is still available, so we'll source a lot of that stuff and make it like new again. We do have some plans up front, so let's take a walk around to the front. We've got a lot of carbon fiber for this car. As you know, I love my white and carbon, so this is also a 326 white, which is the paint code from Nissan for this car. Under the hood of a GTST lies an RB20 engine. So as you can see here, we've got a pretty low mileage example of an RB20. I don't love the way these engines look in stock form. This intake system where they share the hot side and cold side on the same side of the engine bay has always been very odd to me. So we're going to go ahead and kind of sort out some of that. We do have some plans for the engine as well. We're going to try to get this thing up to about 350 horsepower. That's the goal, and that should be completely doable. And then obviously clean up all this quite a bit as well. So we're excited. I think this is a great platform. Man, this hood is heavy. I'm going to put this down. That's another difference between a GTR and a GTST. This GTST has a steel hood, where we have an aluminum hood on the GTR, and a GTR also doesn't have this front panel here. It's cut out. So rest assured we'll be replacing this hood. So the front bumper, we have another plan for this front end. So we're going to go ahead and pitch this GTST front bumper. And again, guys, because it is a GTST, it looks a lot more of like a commuter car style than a GTR. A lot more subtle styling cues and not as aggressive as what you would find on a GTR. You're probably wondering why we chose an RB20 GTST, and the reason for that is we feel like this is kind of a platform that's kind of been forgotten. This car can be bought for less than half of what a GTR costs. And what's cool about it is you can still make great power with an RB20, or you have the option to swap in an RB26 or any other variant of the RB motors. I've even seen people put SR20s in these. So to be able to buy one of these at a really reasonable price point is very advantageous, because you get the looks of an R32, which are fantastic if you're into 90s JDM cars like we are around here. And now there's so many parts available for these that you can basically make it as aggressive as you want. The GTR hood bolts on, GTR front bumper bolts on. You can start to take the GTR styling cues and add those to these chassis, because essentially it's the same. So around back here we have a wing on the back end, which almost all GTRs. Now my GTR actually didn't come with a wing, and a previous owner added it. I found it in the GTR directory and found that it was a no wing car. The previous owner, or one of the previous owners, must have sourced a GTR wing and applied it to the back of my car. This wing has like almost like a Toyota Camry style rear wing. It's very pedestrian looking, and of course we're going to be pulling this off. But other than that, the rear end of the car looks much like a GTR, which is a bonus. I hope you guys are excited about this car as we are. As I said previously, we've got a heap of parts sitting over there for this thing, and once we get started, it's going to be a start to finish build, and that's exciting because once everything's here, it makes Ricky, Quinn, and I's job a lot easier to throw these things together and keep the content fresh for you guys. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, because I'm sure you're going to want to see all the content. Leave us some comments in the comment section, maybe some ideas of what we could do to this, what you guys want to see done to our GTST, and also leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate all of it, guys. We'll see you in the next one. is a hidden gem. Now, this is a rear wheel drive. Rip. So chassis wise, this is essentially the same thing as the GTR that I recently.
Oh, King Chotch still out here working? He's putting in. Isn't it like your birthday or something?
Take 6. GTR front bumper is different. Doesn't have a grille because the hood reaches.